too slow. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Every journey has its final day. Don't rush. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Where do you want to go next? If you'd like to see Liyue's tourist spots, I have a few references. Every journey has its final day.
Traveler, Paimon, please let me be your partner for the final round of the test of courage. I'd like your assistance with this investigation, since you two are the only ones who have seen the alleged ghost.
That's fine with Paimon. What do you think, Traveler?
I have a few theories. There are some places I'd like to investigate first.
Sure. Where would you like to start?
I want to go back to where we first met up. According to your accounts, I believe there may still be some clues there.
Do we really have to go there? What if we're walking into a trap?
Are you worried that she'll be waiting for us? If my worry is that we won't be able to find her. Honestly, it'd save me a lot of trouble if she were to show up on her own.
Wow, Hazel. You're fearless.
The more cases you see, the less afraid you become. Quit following me. This should be approximately where you first encountered the... Of course, we cannot... But I'd like to go over everything that happened.
Let Paimon think. She warned us not to go...
And then what happened?
Then, Paimon saw some sort of black... Exactly!
It's possible, even if she is a ghost.
Wasn't she after our soul?
I think she was just trying to scare you.
Oh.
Think about it. If I had the ability... Besides, a ghost wouldn't have allowed you to walk away knowing...
That does...
I believe there are only two possibilities. The first is that she wanted to reap your... But if you had really been cursed, then you would probably have noticed. So, this is the less likely scenario.
But why would she want to scare us? Maybe she was trying to get us to quit so she could... Oh! Probably not. So why does she want to scare us? Do you have any ideas, Hazel?
Based solely on your account, I don't believe she actually meant any harm. She just didn't want... But this evidence alone... Though... Have you found any leads yet?
Yeah, some tree branches seem...
I see. Aside from the bent branches, if only there was some more conclusive evidence.
Excuse me. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, it's you. We heard you were out searching. Oh, that's rude.
Actually, we just asked the member. That lady is either a nasty, evil spirit, or but we still...
We long, which is why we want... Even though our path...
The Chinju Forest covers a large area. Welcome to the team.
Don't worry, we're very...
Quit following me.
Look what I found down by the river! Huh? What is it?
Is it a scrap of black cloth? Shade cloth?
Yeah. It can effectively block out light, and there's a rough tear in the cloth, probably caused...
Branches?
Suppose that a large shade cloth was originally hung from a tree. But when the shade cloth was removed from the tree, perhaps one of the corners caught, and either she didn't care, or she was in too great...
But why would she hang...
I'm only speculating. Maybe she used it to create. Let's not worry about that for now. There's still many Next, I'd like to investigate the place.
Oh, I know the way. I asked the gang members where they're in.
Good. Let's go find out what's...
Following me.
This is the place. They claim that as...
Huh. We saw the very same...
Let's start by taking a look around the area, just as we did before.
There's some strange powder in... I picked some up.
Judging from the burn marks left on the scene, the ghostly flames you saw were not created by yokai power. Rather, they appear to have been caused by something flammable. I'm not sure what, though. Judging from the rather, they appear to have been caused by something flammable. I'm not sure what, though.
Quick, follow.
I found some sort of... The inside of it...
Too slow.
I believe we're close. I'm almost certain that the woman you encountered, she possesses no extraordinary powers. She was merely scared.
Some small props? But
First and foremost, the test of courage can... You were initially frightened by your first encounter with these three yokai. Because you were already tensed up, you were breathing more rapidly and inhaled a lot of sleeping powder. That's when she pulled down the shade cloth and lit those so-called ghostly flames, creating a terrifying scene.
so it was all just... she tricked us!
There is, however, still one loose end. That couldn't have been accomplished. She can only use props to scare people in the forest, but she can use strange powers on the beach.
Whoa, that would...
If we rule out the potential of organized crime, I know who the woman is.
We'll come along.
No, you should go back and tell the others not to be... The truth has surfaced. It's...
Okay. But if you run into...
There shouldn't be any danger now. Let's search along the cliffside. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a chunk of earth that's unlike the others.
Quit following me. Too slow.
I knew it. I knew that you would come find me here.
There she is. Paimon thought you were a yokai like the others, so... Who are you? And why did you...
I have already warned you never to speak to me. If you don't leave now, then...
She's terrifying! Hazel, it sure doesn't seem like she's using any props this time!
Don't move. Just trust me. Your yokai power won't scare us. It will only hasten your demise.
Yokai power?
Huh? How did you know?
You're a yokai that emerged from an object and assumed a human form outside of your own body. When this type of yokai is close to its own body, it can use some yokai power, but that ability weakens as it moves further away. And if the original body is destroyed, then the yokai that are... Should I refer to you as a Hagoita spirit or Tsukumogami?
Don't bother. You may call me Hanyuda Chizuru. That is the name I go by now.
Chizuru, why do you want us to leave? If you're a yokai, you should understand why the other yokai want to interact with humans. Besides, we had a great time.
Yes. That's why. That's why I don't want...
Sad?
I'm sure the yokai have already told you, but they don't actually... The samurai was about 25 years old when they met at the festival. They met again 10 years later and remained friends. They spent time together drinking, traveling, and sparring. When they had first met, they merely respected each other, but 10 years later, they became best friends. After another decade, the samurai had reached the pinnacle of his swordsmanship and won their duel by a narrow margin. Kamai was so astonished by his defeat, he gave up drinking and began training to become stronger for their next duel. However, another 10 years later, Kamai did not meet the samurai. As it turned out, war had broken out in the south, and the samurai had gone to defend the border. Kamai was unconcerned, because 10 years was nothing in a yokai's lifetime. But when they met once again, Kamai discovered that the samurai was already 65 years old. He couldn't believe his eyes when he saw the samurai's gray hair and scars covering his body.
Hey, old friend. Can you still wield the sword?
I'm getting too old to fight. This time, I've come to say goodbye.
I see. Then, how about one last game of Akitsu Hazara?
All right.
The samurai gave his best effort during the game, but had to quit halfway through because he was too weak. After putting down his Agoita, Kamai remained silent for a long time before letting out a long sigh.
What a shame.
Their friendship started as something they looked forward to, and in just a few decades it turned into regret. Lord Kamai's appearance hadn't changed, but his dear friend in front of him had grown old. The joys of friendship gradually gave way to the pain of regret. People often say that those outside the situation can see things more clearly. And I learned a harsh truth after witnessing all of it. Everything that people come to regret is inevitably set in motion from the beginning. We yokai are different from humans. We have longer lifespans and different natures, but we share the same world. We interact with one another. We are drawn to one another, and will eventually part ways. When the dream ends, all that is left are sorrowful memories and lingering pain. Even a wise and seasoned yokai like Kamai felt sadness when it was time to say goodbye. Imagine what a pure and kind little yokai would feel.
Oh.
So, you mean...
I was hiding on this beach, waiting for the last of my days. But those 3 yokai came and set up the Akitsu Yugen here, which woke me from my slumber. I didn't want them to approach humans with unbridled optimism and enthusiasm just because they'd heard the legend of Kamai and the samurai. That would simply be repeating the same mistake.
Is that why you pretended to be a ghost? To scare all the people away from here? Oh, So you must be the one who trapped that guy on the beach. That was a little bit harsh, don't you think?
My power has become pretty weak now, and most of the time I just use some props I've collected to scare people. I can't show myself when there are a lot of people around. But that jerk was greedy. He wanted to steal the decorations from Akitsu Yugen and sell them for a profit. That's why I used my yokai power, to teach him a lesson.
Ah, so that's what happened. You have a strong sense of justice. By the way, how did you know the rest of the story about Kamai and the samurai?
It's okay if you don't want to tell us. I've already figured it out. Your true form is this pair of Hagoita, isn't it?
Hagoita? Oh, wait! So that means she's...
The pair of Hagoita used by Kamai and the human samurai to play Akitsu Hazura hundreds of years ago. You gradually developed sentience after being influenced by great yokai power. You were the closest to witness their story. Even with the yokai power's blessing, the Hagoita have started to rot away after hundreds of years. You can't sustain yourself, so you were forced to rely on props to scare people. And if my theory is correct, this pair of Hagoita is also the item we need to find for the third round of the test of courage.
Excellent work. You figured it all out. Congratulations, little ones. You've passed the third round of the test of courage.
Miko? And the Shrine Maiden? Paimon thought you went missing.
I apologize for causing you concern. It was actually Lady Yai's idea. Well, what did you think? Were you scared? Because fear is induced by uncertainty, the more chaotic the situation, the better. Having the event staff also mysteriously vanish only added to the uncertainty. I must say, I think this test of courage truly lived up to its name.
So you're the one responsible for all the scary stuff.
Hitomi, go tell the others that the test of courage has ended and that we have a winner.
Now that I've solved the mystery, I'm going back to meet with my client. The intent to steal is not exactly a serious crime, but it can't go unpunished. I'll see you two later.
Miko, did you choose the Hagoita for the third round of the test of courage because you already knew about Chizuru?
Miko, Lady Yai, you're...
I followed Kitsune Saigu around the Mikawa Flower Festival one year and saw her play Akitsu Hazura. That was when I saw you. You didn't have a human form at the time and possessed only the earliest traces of sentience.
I remember now. You were on Kitsune Saigu's shoulder.
I went for a stroll on the beach some time ago and sensed a familiar yokai power. Though your power was weak, I was still able to find you. You were sitting in a tree, gazing at the tourists below. I overheard you telling yourself that you must be patient and avoid contact with humans.
Huh? When was that? I didn't notice you at all.
With your powers being so diminished, it was only natural that you didn't notice me. You must have been blaming yourself all this time. You knew Kamai and the samurai became friends as a result of Akitsu Hazura, a game connected to your existence.
At the time, I couldn't take on a human form like this. I had only a hazy sense of the outer world. After they first met at the Mikawa Flower Festival, I felt proud to know that I had left a mark on their story. But after they said their final goodbyes, I could often hear Kamai sighing to himself. I couldn't help but hide, because I blamed myself. When I woke up again, the world had changed. Lady Yae, you are a well-known yokai. You must know many more things than I do. So I have a question for you. People meet, become friends, and then go their separate ways. After such a short time, they leave only regret and sadness in their wake. Is it really worthwhile for us yokai to interact with humans?
Why not? Tell me, how did you feel when you played Akitsu Yugen with the Traveler?
I felt happy, but...
But your rationality told you that it was wrong, didn't it? It turns out that there is still another piece to the story of Kamai and the samurai that you are missing.
What do you mean? The samurai and Kamai never met again.
True, but the story doesn't end there. That samurai's name was Yanagibashi Takuto, who also happens to be the founder of the Soran Ishin art. It is believed that Takuto developed this style of swordsmanship while dueling with Kamai, who had also befriended the third-generation heir of the Soran Ishin art, Tominaga Masanari. 500 years ago, Kamai and Tominaga fought side by side until their final moments, and the sword Tominaga wielded was passed down from Yanagibashi. The regret Kamai once felt had finally been resolved.
Oh. I never knew.
We yokai are not like humans. Humans have too short a lifespan, and the day will inevitably come when we must say goodbye. However, the bond formed by friendship will not be broken, but rather carried on in a new form. There's no reason to be upset by this. Time flies by in an instant, and life passes by like a dream. So, you must be happy in the present. You should understand what I mean now.
Hey, compadres!
Ito, what are you doing here?
Hitomi told me everything. And I also heard that you won the last round. I even know who the ghost lady is now. Anyway, I had a little discussion with the others, and, Hey, you're that fox lady. Why are you here?
Please just disregard my presence. Now, tell us what you discussed.
Ah, right. All right, listen up. To celebrate the end of the Test of Courage event, we will be holding the Mikawa Flower Festival. I gave it some real thought and realized that it might be kind of difficult for those little yokai to hold the festival on their own. But with my help, it won't be a problem. That's right. Arataki, the one and only Ito, will be in charge of organizing the best Mikawa Flower Festival anyone's ever seen.
Hooray for Ito!
Oh.
Can we really trust this guy with the festival?
Hey, what you trying to say? Besides, it won't just be me. Other people will help too. Even my bro Ayato is gonna be there. Everyone's busy getting ready, and the festival will be up and running in no time. It won't be long until you can all join the fun.
You're the best, Ito!
And what would a festival be without me? I'll be sure to go have a look, too. It has been some time since I've attended a festival. Fortunately, I brought sake with me.
Paimon's gotta admit, Ito does have his moments. A festival, delicious food, count Paimon in!
All right, I'll join.
Looks like the festival has started! Let's go check it out! Ito and Goro! What are you two talking about?
Oh, I was just saying that if I had more time, I'd have built a massive fishing pond here.
Fishing?
Take it from an expert, using your hands to catch fish is... Just the other day, I caught a fish so big that I didn't even know how to handle it. I even wrote a letter to Yae Publishing House about it.
That's an unusual problem to have.
Huh? A big fish? How come you didn't tell us? Paimon could have helped you eat it.
Huh?
Oh, you bet I did. I wrote to the vet.
Huh. What a...
You mean the letter was about dealing with a giant fish they caught? No. Could it be? Could it be that there's someone as good at fishing as I am? Oh, not on my watch. Hey, you all go enjoy the festival. Just you wait. I'll be inviting you all to my fish feast.
Aww. Yoimiya, this is more difficult than it looks.
Don't worry. Let me...
Yo-Yo Tsuri! Paimon see this game in some light.
Do you want to give it a shot?
Oh, it looks kinda tricky. Paimon will let the traveler
But Yoimiya, if I close one eye, I won't be able to see anything.
This ramen is so good.
Yes, it feels like it's been ages since the last time I had some.
You mean you don't get to eat ramen very often, Ayaka? But it's so delicious!
Oh, it's you. We'll need 2 more bowls of ramen, please. Food like ramen and hot pot tend to have a lot of oil and salt, so I don't get to eat them very often.
Oh.
Yeah, now Paimon totally...
Huh?
Oh,
Phew, I'm stuffed.
by the way, were there any special...
Yes, but... Well, it's a long story.
Paimon can't believe you couldn't get a single water balloon. Chizuru managed to finally get one and gave it to Hitotsume.
He looked like he...
But Paimon...
All right.
Yay!
Come on now, this is way more expensive than usual. Even if it is a
Hey now, it costs money to run a...
fair enough. How about 5 masks for 30% off? Final offer.
All right.
It's so hot.
Don't get too close.
I know. It's just so rare to see such a night.
There are many beautiful things in the world.
I was surprised.
It would have been uninteresting had I... Besides.
Everything went according to plan.
Hey, you two, stop laughing! It was scary!
Have you finished exploring the festival? Well then, are you having...
Yeah, it's...
The original Mikawa Flower Fest, because it's always...
Yes.
Well then, I'm guessing you have some...
What did you want to say?
Ah, you saw through...
It's not that I...
Traveler, do you have a moment? All right, here will do. Thank you. Actually, I was a yokai derived from a... I wanted to go to more festival, but every evening as night began, then I would wonder. As a result, I was convinced. I'm sorry that I spoke so strangely when I expected you to flee in terror. I knew you mistook me as one of the yokai. Perhaps it's because I've always wanted, or perhaps it was because I knew I didn't have much time left, and I didn't want to be alone. Anyway, thank you for when we played Akitsu Yugen. At the time, however, let me think. Okay. I wish that every day of your journey ahead will be filled with joy, like a festival.
Relax. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. Relax. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.